an agency, yeah. And it was all going good. They were like, "Oh, you look good," blah 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 blah. Then they measured my back, and then they said, "Your back is 52 inches," and usually we sign male models between like 48 and 50. So I didn't get signed because my back was too big.
Because your back was too broad.
Yeah.
You didn't get signed because your back was too broad.
Oh my god.
That is, I don't know. That's such a weird violation. Is that a compliment? Sorry, sir. Your back is too broad. We can't hire you for work. They're like, this nigga been carrying too much.
Yeah.
Is it a gym or life? Because you can't take it either way. That is a
hilarious.
subtle violation.
Did you cry?
No, yeah. No, I've just been deep in it last week since I came back.
And the tears ran down his broad back.
Like,
don't ask how. Gravity just reversed itself.
my back is too big. Bro, why are you violating me on my show?
I'm violating them. It's just a situation. Joe, sorry, you can't work here.
I'm sure you've probably heard it.
Is y'all niggas hiring your back too, bro? Okay, sorry.
Are we starting?
Right, I
Yeah.
didn't expect that.
Are we ready for the theme tune?
Let's go.
You are very welcome to an episode of Free Drinks Podcast brought to you by Selfmade.
Woo! Yes, sir. Slap motif.
We have Toby in the building with us today. You are very welcome to the show.
Hey, everybody. Bruh.
We do have a lot of stuff to get into. You are a man of many talents.
I guess.
So yeah, I think we've a lot of kind of stuff to get into. I think most people know you first off as a dancer.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about like getting into dancing and what that was like growing up.
Quick version. I started dancing around, let's say, maybe 17. I kind of always wanted to dance since I was like 12. But I started dancing, 17. It was just me and a couple of dudes. You actually...
Carlo.
Totally knows half of the guys from
Yeah.
Carlo. Jamal, Joatan,
Yeah.
Felipe,
Mhm.
Adriano. We used to just like literally like learn off of YouTube tutorials. Go to the park or the gym on the concrete ground and do what I do.
Mm.
And then I was training in college. And then like 2014, I moved to Dublin. And trained with a lot of different crews. So I was with So Little Crew for a while. Fly Dance Studio, Human Collective. I'm trying to think what else to say. With regards
So you
to
were a
that.
crew hoe.
No, I was a training hoe. I like learning. I said crew hoe. He came for violations back. Behave
Honest
yourself.
jumping crews.
Behave yourself. No.
I have
It's
never heard
kinda-
that before in my life.
Me neither. I feel
You're a
personally
crew hoe.
attacked. He made that just for me. Wow. No. The cruise kind of like would start and then kind of stop. One or two I left because my dancing went in a different direction. But I'm mostly hip hop dance. Start off as a break dancer. So yeah, a little bit of everything. I mostly do hip hop theater now. So I'm trying to think how to explain it. Yeah, theater performances, but with hip hop. Yeah, that's the summary of dance.
Fab.
Ta-da.
You kind of came to it like late in the game. Like I know a lot of people who dance kind of started off when they were like
Kids.
Did you find it hard to come into it then?
It's why I was trying to give the shorter summary because it was a typical thing of like, you're gonna laugh at this. Mommy, I want to dance. What? You used to be a mechanic. I know you're giggling like this. No, but it really was that. It was like knowing I wanted to dance for ages and then just again.
Not being able to do it.
Sometimes I feel like it's like a corny ass like line or story, but literally just being
It's the
like
truth.
it's facts.
There's
It's
so
paper
many,
facts.
so many little kids'
Literally being
stories.
like, oh, you want to do a creative life? What kind of job is that? Go on, study to be a doctor.
Mm.
And then I just like my actual degree from college is in bioscience, so I was just very stubborn with dance all along the side, and I've just always I love it. So I've always done it, I guess. Yeah, and for me, I think it's more of a because I think sometimes people see me as just freestyle or just dance battles, and I'm like it's actually just more the
Expression.
about the. Thank you. Ding 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 ding. Save yourself on violation. It's for me. It's more the expression and the story that I can put into it. Maybe where it brings me, as opposed to like, look at me. I am
Dancing.
Yeah, cool.
Why am I finishing your sentences today?
Bro, like we've known each other for so long. It's just psychology, psychosis. I don't know what to call it.
Nah, so
I
I
feel
know
like a
you
bit
do.
of a third
Apart
wheel.
from dancing, you're also big in your fashion, and I know you had self-made clothes. You've had a few different projects. So
Yeah.
well, let's talk to us about self-made first, and then about like your progression in that.
So Selfmade was a brand. Just because it makes it make sense. So my original degree is in bioscience, but then I moved to Dublin to train dance, and I studied like 5 fashion short courses. But Selfmade was kind of a brand that it was a brand that I started up maybe like 7 years ago now. Was it 2016, 2017? Yeah, 7 years ago. It's kind of actually stopped for the moment. You just see the arms dip and grab the alcohol and dip back out.
It's the preaching show.
Yeah, it was a brand I started, and originally I actually started off making clothes from scratch. So I was making things like pants and kimonos. But then Ireland being Ireland, trying to get fabric I almost cursed. Wow. Trying to get fabric and like make clothes is...
You can curse. It's expressing
okay.
yourself.
It's expressive. Fuck. Thank you. Yeah, trying to okay, cool. Trying to get fabric in Ireland is a bit of a bitch. Excuse the derogatory term, what it may mean. But yeah, it was just difficult. So it was taking me like 6 months to like plan a collection, even just 2 pieces of a collection. Find fabric, sew things like money, whatever. So, but the initial image of the brand was to try and encourage people to be themselves, which is why it was called Selfmade. So it's kind of trying to encourage people to believe in their own vision, which is why the brand focused around one-off pieces. So I would basically like go vintage digging, then either sew, paint, distress, tear apart, put back together, glue, whatever you want to call it, whatever way, just to make some
one-of-one pieces as well.
Yeah, one-of-one pieces.
I remember the jacket you made for Abby. That
Fela Kuti one.
Oh my god, bro! That jacket was so cool.
Yeah, he has
bro.
a Kid Cudi one as well. I sent him as well.
That jacket was so cool.
Yeah. So the whole point of the brand was kind of like, well, we can all have the same piece, but we don't all have to. We don't all have to be the same person, and kind of hoping that the piece would encourage the person to be themselves, because no one else would have that. Almost burped on mic. Wow. But for me, I think, and I never said this in an interview, but for me, over time, I kind of thought the name Selfmade wasn't really where I wanted to go. Plus, also for me, nobody, no person, no brand is self-made. Like, it really, for me, came down to, like, the people wearing the clothes, which is still, to this day, a mad experience. Like, even when you wear your slime motif on, I'm like, I made that, and he's wearing it. Shit. Yeah, no, it's just, like, an energy I really appreciate. But also, like I said, like, for me, self-made wasn't... It didn't feel... I think there were points when it didn't feel fully what I was envisioning. Both in terms of the fact that self-made sounds like I made it myself, and as much as I did, the brand was not about that at all. So over lockdown, we were actually going into rebranding and making our own original brand designs, sourcing sustainable fabric, trying to get everything manufactured in Dublin. And then lockdown, it happened. So all that kind of went away. I still have like 7 samples of a collection at home that just never got to release because everything shut down during lockdown.
Do you find trying to do what you're doing, like sourcing clothes and all that, like, I think you're, like, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like you're trying to source the fabric in Ireland because to make it authentic, like an Irish brand. But if you decided to source the material from a different country, would that dilute the brand or?
I think definitely, like, I make this joke to my mentors every once in a while. I'm like, I would actually find it so much easier just to do it the normal way and get like
clothes from China.
No, not even. You know them ones. Literally get a tech job, study design on YouTube and Photoshop at home, find a manufacturer in China, and just be collecting piece here, pushing piece there, collect piece here, put piece there, and release easily printed stuff. Luckily, I've worked hard enough to know, I guess, the route I want to take, or like there's other more, like you said, more authentic routes.
Brands.
Plus, also for me, it's a lot of the brand I'm working on now. Wahala is actually about bringing a certain. I'm gonna use my big words. Yay! Like a certain like elegance to
pieces.
Black contemporary design that no one else really. And if I make this joke, you'll understand it. But I'm like, everyone when they get like a cultural piece has a daishiki.
Yeah.
I've been on a tour in Bali. My daishiki, but I'm like, okay, but then I see. You're laughing because it's true. Everyone's like, I've done my charity work. Here's my proof. I'm not hating on anyone who has daishiki, but just more so,
man. No, that sounds like hate, man.
It's not actually no. It's more so the fact that, like, obviously, like, growing up, there's a lot of designers I followed and studied, like Vivienne Westwood or Virgil Abloh, but it's more that's kind of what people expect when it comes to
African,
a certain kind of African design. They don't really expect like the cutting edge kind of stuff. And also for me, I'm like, at the end of the day, I want the Yoruba kid in the back of a primary school to know that he's just as worthy and as anyone else. Yeah, I think it comes from a very personal place, which is I really want the brand to be Nigerian Irish, but also because I don't only prefer, I think a sustainable approach is the only real way to do things. So I actually already have a plan in place to like have stuff manufactured here or in Nigeria, but also source from certain places.
across the world. Yeah.
Yeah, and with Wahala, I'm aiming to only make the clothes. Well, the main part of the clothes from pieces that are already existing. So I'm not making any new waste. I'm just kind of like.
So it's like recycled material. Interesting.
Ta-da! He said the English I couldn't think of.
Recycled
There
material.
we
Interesting.
go.
Yeah.
And is it still going to be a sense of like self-expression in the clothes, or are they going to be kind of like
Cutting edge.
different?
Definitely. I think anything I make from the ground up is self-expressive in itself. So like I think for me, there's always been like even with Selfmade before, because the brand's kind of gone now. We're still trying to figure out where it's gonna go, if it's gonna come back, and inflation and the economy. So with Selfmade, everything was very like. I always said that the pieces had a soul of their own, because I'd find the piece and I'd find a T-shirt maybe 2 weeks later or a print or something, and everything had like my hands on it. That sounds really weird, but everything was very hands-on. So it felt like because I was putting a lot of me into the brand that I was, but also with the new brand Wahala, it doesn't feel any less of that. It really feels like the brand comes from a very expressive place, and not in a negative sense. Because I always tell people, I'm like, everything comes from like a outlook on my journey, but it doesn't mean like it's a negative reflection. I just want to make cool things, but not within the box that people kind of expect in a way. But also, yeah. And again, that's not to throw hate or negative energy on anyone doing things that way. It's just for me, it feels like there's almost like maybe like a deeper responsibility almost to kind of like make better things and cooler things and things that fit black people without being
Stereotypical.
Yeah. Ta-da.
So do you think then when you're creating these pieces that you're creating as a form of like self-expression for yourself, or are you envisioning the person who's going to be wearing the clothes?
It's a little bit of both. To be honest, it's a little bit of both. Like I actually find sewing to be, like I always get told I do too much shit, and some people are like, do you ever sleep? And I'm like, some things are just to like express, or just like I find sewing and cooking to be really good forms of meditation. Right. Sorry, I don't know if people heard me go, oh my god, yeah, off mic. But
Well, how? No. Before you answer that question, how do you manage your time? Because
Honestly, because like a list of things that you do.
If you're dancing, if you're doing fashion, if you're doing
Trying to run a
theatre stuff,
business, trying to do theatre. He does
I have
spoken
a very
words.
simple answer. I'm never around. No. Honestly. I really like sitting in a learning space. And also it's not easy to do things anymore. Like, and I felt so heavy. It's my guy, no easy anymore. No. But honestly, like I realized myself from like I really like sitting in a learning space and getting better at the things I enjoy. But people think I don't like. I can have bad time management sometimes if I'm trying to catch up on work or certain things I want to do. But I actually spend a lot of time just sitting still, like dead ass in the room, just like.
I find that very hard to believe.
This is the thing, no one ever believes me, but I'm like, I actually like the first thing I do in the morning is spend like an hour, 2 hours, maybe on my phone, but ain't nobody finna reach me. I'm either writing, plus I also, like, everything has like almost like a time and place. It's not like I'm constantly doing every single thing.
Everything happens in phases.
Yeah, so if I'm cooking, I'll give like an hour or two to cooking. If I'm sewing, I'll spend like 3 or 4 hours sewing. I feel like everyone thinks I'm doing everything all the time. Like, I have one hand over here, my ears over here, my elbows over here. I'm just cooking away. No, I did like, say for example, today was my first time dancing, like training in maybe a month.
Wow.
I've also been dealing with injuries for like chronic injuries for like 6-7 years. So even with dance, I come in and out of it. Yeah. It's just still what everyone's like, Tobi the dancer, and I'm like, the dancer ain't trained in like 2 months. but I'll take it. So yeah, everything kind of has its place.
There's something that came up on the TL that I wanted to ask, because I know this might have affected a few people. You know, Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
He was on the red carpet, and then somebody came to him and said, and someone that was from the same town as him. He remembered a comment that they said.
A bully.
Yeah, she called him. They would have called him corny.
Yeah.
When he was back in New Jersey, and then she was interviewing him on the carpet for Creed, and And then and then he goes, "Oh,
yeah, you
Michael, we go way back."
And Michael's like, "Yeah,
yeah, we do go way back. I was a corny kid, right?"
I saw this.
So what do you think about like how he addressed that? Like, do you feel like maybe he came at her too tough?
No, I think he was actually very nice. I think.
And how would that happen if someone came and said that to you? What would you do?
Wow. Okay, I'll start with the first stuff. I actually think he was very. I was gonna say nice, but I think he was more very real in a very nice way. Like he didn't really let the shit slide. If you get me, he was like, "Oh, you thought I was corny, and here you are in my face with the mic." I think he could have been a lot ruder with it. Like, come on, bro. If someone used to call you corny and tell you were,
But maybe he was corny.
but maybe he was, but doesn't mean they gotta tell you.
What?
No. And I know you're saying what because
Sometimes you need constructive criticism.
no.
Maybe
no,
he's no longer corny because they told
But
him.
what if you're there in 5 years on a red carpet and there's
No,
someone
but-
who's like,
but
I knew you when you were 8 and you
but-
were so corny.
But I always say to people, I'm like, you could be corny and make corny your superpower.
Yeah, but
Bro, how many? Wait, hold on. How many internet memes have you seen of dudes, niggas being, and I hate using the N word, being completely corny and that shit's going viral, mad quick.
Yeah. Like
You get me? Like you can really the things I always say to people. I'm like things.
at the very start of most creative things, it sounds kind of cringy and corny.
Yeah,
and then
it's supposed to be.
until it's not.
Exactly.
Yeah, because then you get to a certain level, but
and it's just like it is what it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's why I said what I say because I'm like you don't know his journey, but the things that people found corny about him then may have been the one thing that made him blow. Because even for me, I'm like, people used to tell me I'm loud, and I'm like, sometimes I'm loud and it just gets me bare energy because
You need.
people think is positive. You get me?
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of thing in the creative industry, like no matter what aspect of it you're
Just like,
working in. But when you have an idea or you want to do something, and maybe this is you with your dance, or maybe this is you with something else, but it's like when you go to someone first and say, oh, I have this great idea and I'm going to do this and I'm going to bring this to life, and people are going, are you sure?
The amount of times I've gone to someone with something I'm thinking of, and they tell me why I should not do that thing.
Oh yeah, but from me, I'm like
that's the first thing they will say to you.
as opposed to like.
You should definitely
as opposed to don't do it that way, do it this way.
Yeah.
Make more sense.
Yeah.
And this is why I even said thing about him being corny. I'm like maybe he was super corny back then, but you can actually consciously make
an
the
effort
thing
to
that people don't like.
correctively tell him that.
Yeah, no, like but you can make an effort to correctively help someone better themselves or better something. Oh, I want to do this. I don't know if you should. Oh, well, actually that doesn't make sense. But if you go read this book. You get me? Then you're helping someone go, whoa, as opposed to like, oh, that's whack.
Yeah.
And at the start of anything you do, you're supposed to be whack anyways.
Wait.
Like
Everyone expects to be like up here.
no, not even everyone. I feel like everyone wants to be up here because of social media and whatever else. So you feel like you got to be up here, but it's like you're supposed to be
When
whack.
you start something, you start bad and then you get better.
You're supposed to be whack at the. You're supposed to be completely whack at the start of anything. Well, I mean, unless you're naturally gifted at it. In which case,
Did you find that with like fashion? Did you have a natural like? Did it come to you naturally to be able to creatively like create pieces, or was
I
it
would
like
say no.
So you had to work at it.
I would say yeah. Like, dude, I started off the same way as anyone else.
So you were bad.
I was like, I need to make my jeans skinny.
Bro, do you remember college days?
Yeah,
College
bro.
days, I used to come bring my jeans up to you.
Bro,
You used to
it
make
was
my jeans
every- it was
skinny.
every-
No way.
Yeah.
Honestly, no. Like Abby used to always call me Taylor Gang because, like, no.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was that one dude in town who
He
skinnied
would
out
he skinnied
all the
boys' jeans.
brothers' jeans,
Oh.
bro. Because, bro,
Yeah, you were-
before I even touched the sewing machine, it was just me and one hand needed like this. Like, man, these sweatpants gonna be skinny. They're like, oh God, these things are nice. Oh no.
I used to always have the
You,
skinniest of
Abby,
jeans.
Lakin, bruh. Bring the jeans, bro. Them shits wasn't even stretchy. It's just like I have these baggy jeans. I don't want them baggy anymore. Cool, say less. I'll just literally like I'll just draw a line. I'll just draw a line. That seems like it roughly. There we go. Perfect grits. So it's there you go.
Bro.
But yeah, no, those were the days. It was like the slow, I guess the slow humble beginnings, slow starts.
Like, yeah, it is a whole thing about starting with stuff, but like, I mean, you've clearly not proven people wrong, but like shown your strengths.
Prove them wrong.
No, do you feel like in life that everyone has to prove people wrong, or you're proving yourself wrong? What is it that we're doing?
I think I'm always aware to ask these questions because I never have a one-sided answer. I think it's a bit. I think it's a bit of both. And even for me personally, it's like, okay, well, your parents don't think you can have a creative career, and I'm like, there's literally days when I've actually, just for my sake of my own mental health, to be like, nah, that one job I did pay me like 4 times what mom gets paid per hour. No, and that's not even to be petty. That's just to say, like
that is petty, bro.
Yeah, all the black guys didn't understand me. But and then there's literally this one, my mom was like, get a real job, and I'm like, you do know this one job pay me. Yeah. I'm like, motivate me, please. Walk on. No, I think there's definitely points when both matter. Like maybe it's in terms of proving people, bro. Like some days it's super. I'm like, laughing. No, I can't do this. I'm not going to give up. Yu-Gi-Oh. But no, there were definitely points say for me even in my career journey. I don't know what to call it. In my journey, my quest. That was almost like you're trying to prove your parents wrong. Like, no, I can like maybe for you, I can make a livable wage off of modeling, or I can be creative, or I can be this. But also kind of like, no, you're wrong. I've seen Tyler the Creator and ASAP Mob, and I've seen how much I've seen how much they earn, and I feel like I can do this too. And then for me, there's points when I'm trying to prove. Like on a personal level, there's a lot of points when I'm trying to prove myself wrong. Just in terms of the things I expect of myself, or even like things that were like taught to me as a kid.
Is this because you're having like trouble believing that you can do this, or what's the reason why you're proving yourself wrong?
It's definitely both. No, there's definitely like let's not lie. We all deal with self-doubt. There's definitely like, and again, growing up in a space where it's like, oh, you can't do this. You got to be this thing. For me, like I'd be a bastard of a liar if I said there wasn't self-doubt there at times. So sometimes it is literally trying to like, and I'm a real believer in like putting everything on, like saying, okay, well, regardless of whatever, everything's my fault. Okay, now what do I want to do about it? But there's a real like, if I doubt myself, okay, I can prove myself wrong. Sometimes by surprise, sometimes on purpose. I'm like, okay, no, I'm gonna do this thing, and it's like, okay, I'm having a bit of a weird day. Wait, I did this, and there's something nice about that kind of, I always call it like an earned arrogance. And like, okay, well, I've proved myself wrong. I didn't think I was capable of this. Guess what?
Yeah.
I've done already.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, I don't know if I'm good enough for this, and then doing the thing while afraid of doing it anyways. But using that fear more as a way
motivation.
Yeah, motivation, but also making sure like, okay, okay, I'm afraid I'm not gonna get this right, but I know I gotta do this, and this to get it right. So I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
And I think for me, there's always a bit of both. And sometimes like it's not even about proving anything. It's just about doing what most of the time, anyways, we're just doing what I enjoy.
Yeah. So like that when you're saying that sometimes you shock yourself, or sometimes it's like, oh, I have to like believe that I've done this, so I can do this.
Yeah.
What was it like when you found out about the Burna Boy and Ed Sheeran music video? I just gotta casually drop that in.
No, it's like everyone's like, oh, Tobi, Mr. Burna Boy.
When I seen it, I was like,
told me about that, like slightly, but didn't you said I have a big project coming up, but you didn't tell me exactly what it was.
Because I wasn't allowed to.
But it was literally just one day the video dropped and everyone was like, what is going on?
Yeah, no, that was a bit of a... One second.
No, for context.
Took my jacket, pour myself a drink, put a pillow behind the head like this.
Wrong one. I'm still working on the soundboard.
Allow.
Wrong button. Double it. Dexter's Lab. What does this button do? Mom, if you're seeing this, I'm not an alcoholic.
No, but for context though, explain exactly how, like, what happened. Explain what the achievement we're talking about. Did you direct, or did you danced for the Ed Sheeran video? Explain exactly how
everything. There's a company I've worked at a few times called On Heritage, and they're like they're a visual film, like sustainable production company. So I did like a rudimental video with them, like 2 years ago. Jokes. Yeah. But yeah, no, they basically got in touch with me as usual, being like, oh, we have a music video for you that we want to put you in. Casually, they're like, music, no, bro, Rudimental and Burna Boy, this happened. They're like, oh, we have a music video. I'm like, okay, cool. rate's cool. Okay, cool. Filming date's cool. But I don't find out who it is till maybe like a week max before the shoot. So I remember they emailed me and I emailed back. And I remember there was literally a day when I was in Temple Bar behind the council building, that big stone circle. The amphitheater, whatever they want to call them, I don't even know anymore. Can't remember. And I remember being dead ass, bro. I was on Zoom, I still didn't know who it was at this point. Like they played me the track on this Zoom call. I still wasn't fully sure who it was, and fully doing my audition, standing outside like this, with my phone on some stone steps. I had doing doggy. For honestly, I was like, whenever I'm lonely, you make me feel whole. And in my head, I'm like, I have my earphones and looking at me like 10 people in this one outdoor space thinking I'm nuts. Hey, everybody. But yeah, no, it was crazy. So they played us the track, and it was me and Andrea Williams, who's the girl in the video.
Andrea Williams.
Who's just ridiculously good on camera. But they played us the track, and I think it was only maybe like I said, like a week before the video I found out was Burner and Ed Sheeran. And to be honest, I was kind of gassed. I was like, oh my God, Burner and Sheeran, yeah, booked the video, yeah. And then it was actually shot in Smithfield.
Oh shit, it was done here.
So the whole thing is, I don't know if it's a trade secret, but it's like the elevator is a prop elevator.
Oh.
That thing looked real in the video, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was just, I walked into space, it wasn't an elevator there by itself like this. Just standing alone. And then all the outdoor scenes are all green screen.
Oh, nice.
No way.
Yeah. And Burner and Ed were there for the day, but we didn't really get to, like, no, not even we didn't really, I'm trying to say nicely. We didn't speak to them.
At all.
No, they were just kind of like walking by us.
Okay.
But yeah, no, like it was honestly. Oh, you need to cut out. Go.
Quick.
Off camera, we have Joe making a scene.
Producer Bounce fucking up the thing as always.
He literally said bounce off the chair, out the door, down the stairs. Who's Sarah? I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, if it really felt like it felt massive, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like it didn't feel too massive after. Everyone's like, oh my God, you did the video, and I was like, yeah, I guess. But
do you think you were kind of like over it by then, and then people were making hype about it, and you were like, oh yeah, I've kind of done it.
I'm not
it's
really
chill.
like, I rarely ever get like fangirly. And there was a moment on the day when I was about to get fangirly because I was like, oh my God, I'm in Burner's video. I'm here for the day on set with Burner Boy. I'm Nigerian. He's Nigerian. I've never met a Nigerian celebrity. Wow. And then by the time like
an hour into it,
they walked past like 2-3 times. I ain't give two shits. Yeah. I was like, okay, cool. We're doing the video. And I'd say it was more so just because they were there for work, obviously.
Yeah.
But no, it felt massive. And I think the video's on maybe like, I don't even know, over like 100 million views now.
Fuck.
Yeah, but it was also like, for me, literally, I did the video and I remember it was the day when I was like, the price has gone up.
Price has gone up, though. The price has gone up. How do you find, just for when, like, I know when in this creative scene that we're in, sometimes you have highs and then you have normality. How do you find managing highs to going back down to normalities?
It's that's a stressful one to answer.
Do you get?
I love how it's normalities though and not lows.
No, I know. I like how he said normalities.
Yeah,
it's not lows because you're just being normal again.
You're just
but it
leveling
feels
out,
like a low, but it's not actually a low.
You're just leveling out.
For me, I honestly feel I really like
spitting
this.
bars.
Spitting
Give me the soundboard. Give me
the soundboard. Give him one more.
Double up on the soundboard.
No, that's actually facts. I feel like the things we view as lows are actually just normal shit that happens.
Yeah.
And also I think with the creative scene in Ireland, it's bound. I've just kind of said it's bound to do this anyways.
Yeah.
Because we don't have the.
We don't have enough things to keep you on constant highs.
Well, no. That's in a crude way. Yeah, that's basically what it is. We don't have the infrastructure or the industry of London, for example. Like I know if I was in London, I'd be booking bare jobs, but I choose to be in Ireland. So there's no sense I'm sitting there like this. I'm like, because I can look at London and I know what crews are getting booked all the time, and literally like you see the same crews in every music video because they're sick.
Yeah.
But in Ireland, like that's not always the case. So there's this person I'm sitting there like this. I'm just like. Okay, I've done like to be honest, like to be quite blunt, I've done Remedial, I've done Burner, but I'm like, okay, who's next and when? But at the same time, it's also like, okay, how many music videos will I get to work on? Like, because again, we don't have the infrastructure or the.
We're still a growing scene over here. Yeah. Like
I've worked with a lot of the upcoming black artists, but not everyone. And to be quite honest about, it, not everyone has the P's or the funds to invest in. Okay, like any of the celebrities you see blow up musically. They have someone for vocals. They have someone for clothes. They have someone for movement, for choreography, someone for lights. They have a producer. But that's a whole team that takes quite a bit to build. I know not everyone has that. I kind of wish Ireland did, because then I could work with.
Do you ever get tempted to move?
Huh?
Do you ever get tempted to move?
I have twice.
Yeah.
And I still do, yeah.
Yeah.
I still do. The only thing that keeps me from moving so swiftly again is because I've moved already.
Yeah.
But again, I moved during lockdown, so it's not like I even had the.
You didn't get to enjoy it properly.
I didn't even get to set up properly. Like everything was. And I only
You're still living out
realized.
of suitcases.
I only realized that, bro. Those three suitcases. One was red, one was black, one was blue. I can tell you the exact 3 colors. I still have the exact same clothes in my wardrobe. Lockdown was no. Like I would definitely move again, but I think now I would, if I was to move, I'd be looking to move more with like a job guaranteed and all that kind of stuff. Because when I moved during lockdown, I was doing like 2 or 3 internships, and then I was also training. Like I moved to London for 6 months, moved to Berlin for 2, and it was just kind of like, work.
So where is it that you moved? Just where did you go?
I was in London for 6 months
in
2020, 2021, and then I was in Berlin for 2 months in 2021.
What do you think? Where would you go if you were to move away? Where would you go?
Yeah. Right? It's a sticky question to answer.
Well, no, because I know what my answer would be, but I don't want people to come and attack me.
Why would you feel attacked? Now you're going to answer it.
Well, because if I was to move anywhere, I'd go to England, because obviously there's more opportunities there for the type of
Why would anyone
work that
attack
I
you because
do.
of that?
Well, because I've said since I started working in radio that I was going to.
Corny.
No, because maybe.
Nah, joke.
But no, ever since I started working in radio, I always said that I want to be one of the people to like pioneer the Irish hip hop scene, and I'm going to be here to.
So the
give people a
pioneer of the
platform.
Irish hip hop
No,
scene
not the.
is moving
not
to
the.
the UK.
One.
Wow.
How ironic!
Wow, violation.
Nah, I feel you.
I'm just going to cancel myself and go home now.
No, you can't do that. We gotta cancel you.
Oh.
Do the honors.
Nah.
Yeah, no, I really wish we had the infrastructural systems to let everyone collab, because it would be dope. It would be really sick.
But then the other thing is that like we have to build it ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we have to be the ones, because obviously we're the ones who are kind of starting it and getting it going, so we do have to continue it.
Words from the pioneer.
Honestly, that is not what.
No. Definitely that. And I think that was a big part of the reason why I came back.
Yeah.
Because like I don't think it's not gonna grow unless we
Keep
stay
pushing.
and actually grow it.
Yeah.
And I think everyone needs to financially invest in each other.
100%.
Like
the more you put into it, the more you get out
like
of
if
it.
you book a model, pay your model. If you book a photographer, pay a photographer.
But this is it. The more you put into it, the more you
right
get out
there,
of it.
it's literally when they and this might get me pulled up on it, but when they make the whole thing of like the Chinese community versus the black community and how ownership works, that statement right there, like everyone needs to listen to that statement, because I'm like you could actually put money back into your community.
You saying that? You saying, oh, I'm not gonna pay. Will you do this for me for free or whatever? The person might do the work for you, but they might not do like put all into the job. But if you decide to pay this person €300 to take pictures for a shoot or whatever, he's gonna do the best job ever.
Yeah,
whatever he's doing for you is gonna proper blow off because he's done his best work for you in that sense.
I think
so the money will recycle itself.
I think because we're all, even if I bring out of like the whole money scenario, I think like obviously it's money. But I think it's also about investing energy in people. Like, okay, you love this thing, so I'm going to put some energy into you, because for me, money is also a form of energy. So, but it takes you time to do these things. Time is energy. So let me put some money towards make sure you could do your thing. And now, okay, you've done your thing to this level. And then, you get me?
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like sometimes maybe it's because we all have the same difficulty, that then we all need to make things happen as easily. It ends up being like, oh, do this for me. But then you haven't actually paid anyone to have the time to do it properly. But also, you haven't actually sometimes
you don't value my time enough to pay for it.
You haven't respected my energy.
But that's it. It's all linked.
Yeah.
Because people aren't going to give their full energy, because they get to, well, they might initially, but then they get to a stage where they're like, okay, well, my value and my energy and
so much energy. At the end of the day, for a community needing investments, you have to put your money elsewhere. You have taken money from me. You have put it somewhere else in a different space. So again, the.
But that's if you're going to put it into that different space. Why not put it into, you know?
So I saw this thing here.
We can write a book on this.
We all of us.
Yeah.
Somebody please commission us. We need. I'm always looking for people to commission us or something.
I guess that's someone commissioned.
Someone commission us to write a book, man.
Ding, 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 ding. The item is auctioned too.
I'm always on the hunt, you know. I saw this thing on the TL. It was a few weeks back. It was Bobby Schmurder, and he was always dancing. Someone was saying to him that his street cred was like down because of dance, and then that he was always like doing too much and stuff. And then they're talking about guys doing TikTok dances and all that kind of stuff. Like, what do you guys think about all that? Like, do you think? Do you think is any?
I have once or twice.
But you see the way when you were doing your audition for the music video and you were standing in the square and you had your phone, you were there doing your dance, giving the socks. If you were doing that constantly, doing TikTok dances.
Yeah. For me, it really depends.
Depends on the dance.
I gotta be careful with this one. No, for me, it really depends. Like I've done 1 or 2 TikToks. I'm not really big into TikToks. I've not repeatedly done. I think I'm most maybe like my fashion videos I put on Instagram. I can put on TikTok and call it content. Yeah, like this. Behold, fashion content. Enjoy. I hope you are content with the content of my content.
Hope you're
bars. But I think it really depends. Like I'm very much. I think in terms of dance, I'm either focused on enjoyment or actually building like. I'd say building a career. That sounds super like I'm super serious.
But isn't a TikTok sometimes doing TikTok building your career?
No, definitely no. Wait, pause before you go again. No, definitely without a doubt. I think it also depends on the kind of career you want. Again, it's not the whole thing of social media and the audience and what the audience expects. So I've seen some dancers who used to be like really serious, and now they're still dope. Like they'll still bust out a move and like do it to a really high level. But they're now more so known for like TikTok challenges and like.
I was gonna ask you this.
It dilutes their brand, then, no?
I think it depends. I never see something as anything, not something. That's why I'm a weird person. I never see anything as being like fully bad or fully good. But I've definitely seen it grow their brand, and I can definitely see where it might make their brand seem not less or weaker. I hate to use those terms, but like more. I'm going to use the phrase more accessible because now they're accessible to dancers and non-dancers. So anyone on their couch can open it like, oh my God, look at these guys having fun to a Brazilian song. Yeah. But they're actually Afro dancers. You get me? So it gives them like a bigger audience. But it maybe makes them seem like less.
That means you can get more money.
It depends.
No? Usually, if you're seen by more people,
you can get, exactly. Which is why a lot of people do it.
Yeah, so.
Do you think that TikTok is changing the way for dancers that's coming up? Because when I used to teach class, I remember teaching one class just after kind of TikTok started booming, and I remember I was teaching choreography and the kids were kind of doing it, just like half-assed doing it, and then I was like, okay, take 5 everyone, and everyone was busting out whatever TikTok dance, and I'm like, why can't you give me the same energy?
I love you.
Yeah. Literally. And I'm like, why can't you give me the same energy in the choreography that I'm teaching?
So, wait.
No. You see what you've done? What? No, man.
I'm not even trying to hate on TikTok because, again, I don't think that's being bad, but honestly, like... Yeah.
what you've seen is the same thing in music.
Oh, bro.
Like, if you notice, like somebody was saying that songs used to be 4 minutes long. There was 3 verses. The hook came on twice.
The whole verse gave you a story.
Yeah, the whole verse gave you a story.
The chorus had a feeling
now,
to
because
it.
of TikTok, people are only... because of TikTok, people are only doing songs that are like... that will suit the TikTok algorithm.
Bruh.
And they only have like maybe
one verse on it. It's the same reason why the DJs...
But that's
cut the songs up 2 songs.
It's the same reason why the DJs only playing 30 seconds.
But this is it. People only care about those 30 seconds.
It's like, I know this one chorus slash hook, Somebody tell Doja Cat that I'm trying to indulge. Yeah. When we get here, I don't know, but the chorus is over, so we done left.
Can we move?
That's why TikTok has really And let me not hate on the app. Hopefully
No, it's not.
But no, because you
TikTok,
know
give me a
what?
deal.
No,
But
no,
also,
no.
see, I'm a hip
I'm
hop
not gonna hate on
dancer.
TikTok.
I'm a hip hop
Give me a
dancer,
deal.
so I can tell you that even like with hip hop dance and trends, the music dictates the dance, but the dance also dictates the music.
Yes.
So when certain things start, like hip hop dance start off as social steps. You get me? Like we do this one party dance. So when the dance changes, the music changes. As long as the music changes, the dance will change. So for me, I'm on a weird line where I'm like, no, there's still like social dances. See me doing the running man like this. Every night I think of you. I want to be all. You get me? Same thing as me doing do the
That was a good time.
With a dead eye focus. And ain't nobody there but the camera. Every night I think of.
When all of the American football players would score a touchdown,
Every celebration,
and
yeah.
they would just be doing the running man.
And then that man put the bomb in the air like this and they're like, think of you. That challenge, the Harlem Shake, had me gassed. I was like, yo, this is wild. Do. Bro, I was in Carlisle IT when we did that challenge.
Yeah.
So we were just
Uh-oh.
we were looking at our little notes and we were talking about some of the stuff that you did with Jafaris
Yeah.
and the new thing that you're involved in at the moment.
Oh, the new video?
The
Sell Your
SYS,
Soul?
yeah, the short film.
So
Yeah.
talk to us, like, how did that even come about? Like
Wow.
like do you think, are you happy with that work? And like,
Bro, I love that video. Like, we've been waiting for that video to release for like 2 years.
how are you sitting
For
on
2
something
years?
for 2 years, bro?
2 years.
How was it 2 years?
1 + 1 is 2 years, not yours, years.
How?
I don't even know, bro. I think it's just like waiting for the editing, the sound. Because basically, I think him and Ignis were planning that video for a few weeks, and then Ignis got in touch with me because Jafaris Percy had told him to get in touch with me, and he was looking for something movement directed. So it went from like a dance video to like a. Cause say when I'm doing stuff with dance, my approach is a lot to do with like, okay, making a dance routine or choreography, and then taking the dance out of it. So it's more like, okay, well, the story we're trying to tell, and how that's gonna come across. So the whole video is like the whole video is choreographed as sections.
Yeah.
So when Ignis brought it to me, it was like a story about someone dancing in lockdown, just doing again
In the house, yeah.
doing the TikTok moves and losing their soul, selling their soul to TikTok.
Selling your soul to
Hold
TikTok.
on,
So
wait.
the
We
whole
need Cynthia back for selling your
Nah.
soul. We need her.
Yeah. Sorry, there, love.
Cynthia would love that.
No. So initially, like just roughly, like I might not be telling it completely accurately, but roughly was about someone in the middle of lockdown, losing their soul to social media and getting lost. Like when we Ignis spoke initially, it was all about like the whole thing of social media and TikTok and how these trendy dances made everyone feel like celebrities in the living room. And then when I came on board, I was like, well, we could actually make it about the moves, but again, make the dance to fit the story more as opposed to just like putting a move here, a move there. So yeah, we were planning it for a few months. When we shot it in the end, I was actually in Berlin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was actually when I was in Berlin.
Yeah.
I pointed you because you know.
Yeah.
So literally, I was doing Zoom and FaceTime rehearsals with Jafaris, and I was sitting on this one long couch in my sitting room in Berlin, and choreographing him from like.
Through Zoom
and FaceTime, yeah.
Wow.
So that whole thing was choreographed, and then because I was gonna fly back for the actual shoot day, and it was lockdown, PCR test, COVID diddly, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
So I got my bro Favor Odushala, aka Official Pack, dope Afro teacher, but I got him to be there on the day as the movement director. So yeah, no, it was a really, really dope project to shoot.
One thing I was surprised about is Jafaris. I remember like hearing Jafaris say something before that he was a dancer before he started rapping. But I
only
know him as a rapper. So when I
I was the
I met
same,
him as
and when I
Percy
watched,
Chambaruka, then he was Profound, then he became Jafaris.
no, I
And when
found that mad because I thought the same, and I remember watching that short film, and I was like, okay, I knew he had a few kind of moves,
But this
No.
guy can
but watching
dance,
that, I
bro.
was like, the movement,
to put it
the depth,
in slang, Percy has
everything.
techers. I'll give Percy credits. Percy
can dance.
Percy
Yes.
can dance.
Yes.
I'll be honest. Percy, MJ,
When Jola,
Travis, and Els. Yeah.
When Jola can
Oh,
dance.
they're
Bro,
all groupers. dance.
I'm coming at all the rappers. All the rappers can dance.
Okay, we need to have a dance
I have
battle.
bumped into all of them on nights out and got jiggy with all of them.
Okay, we need to arrange a dance battle for all of
They
them
can
guys.
no. Honestly, like the rappers.
Nah,
the rappers
we're
can
calling
No,
out
I
dance.
need to see this. I need to see this.
The next time with Eve Pole. Who is the best rap dancer?
Pull up.
Totally. Honestly, like guys, I'm telling you honestly, like the guys can dance. Sam Ojo too, I know can for a fact can dance.
What?
I know some Ojo like some Ojo Els and Percy used to be dancers before musicians. Yeah.
Els can dance.
Yeah, bro. Look at my face. Dead ass. Like I think dancer is like obviously like a lofty term for like I dance as a profession. Yeah, John. But no, they can all dance.
That's mad.
Like they can all boogie.
Nah, so we're coming close to the end, so we're just gonna like, what do you have coming up? Is there anything that you have coming up, or is it just you're working on the brand? Like, what is it that you feel like is? What is it that you feel? Actually, before you answer that, like, before you answer that, name the 2 or 3 of like your best, like the highest moments that you feel like that has been like your highlights in the last
career,
life,
work.
Oh my god, that's such a big question.
I know.
He's
I was
done
like
so
in my
much.
life, career, work.
yeah, like what is it that you look back at like, bro, that was crazy.
Wow.
Burna Boy and Ed Sheeran definitely just because of the scale of the job. Burna Boy and Ed Sheeran definitely, yeah, the scale of the job. Just getting to work with Burna Boy is always gonna be like up there for me regardless. It's Burna Boy. Come on. I'd have to take the piss not to. What else?
He's been getting a lot of hate recently, but we'll move from there.
About the elections.
Oh,
I
this
think.
is about the elections.
Well,
Oh, 100%.
but I actually agree with him more.
You agree with him?
With
Yeah.
him?
With Burna.
Wait, but I don't know if I agree. I disagree with that now.
No.
I think I do too.
Like, wait. When I say agree, I don't mean like, oh no, he's right. I mean I agree with his stance because it's not something. It's not something you could. As a man of the diaspora, that's the Nigerian government and elections is not something you can really take a real stance on or a real approach on because, bro, we're all begging for change. There's no change coming.
Okay,
as someone who has
he talks about like black empowerment and all that kind of stuff. If
He
you're
has
gonna
such an
speak
influence.
if you're gonna speak on that, at least like when there's like something to do with election, he should just be like all he has to say is, everyone, there's an election in Nigeria, please go vote. That's all he has to say.
Why people are getting shot at the polling boxes?
That was
No.
But you see, this is the thing, 'cause it's so corrupt.
My dad sent me videos, and I'm watching banks and ATMs get torn down.
Yeah.
And then seeing
Okay.
the
Do
same.
you know what the
crop
thing
man
is?
win, and I'm like,
No, do you know what the thing is? People
Nudge.
just wanted to have something to say
mental
about him.
health.
Because they didn't see him being vocal, so they wanted any excuse
No,
to cut him down.
People want something to blame. I'll say it every
But
time.
no. But this is the thing, because if he came out and said something, it's still going to be the same. It's still going to be the same struggle, the same issues, the same shit going on.
but you see,
But people,
It's Instagram. We've all used it.
but
Let me
because
give an
people hold
example.
him at such
Yeah.
a high class, people just want him to say.
You should be the voice of the people.
There's another.
Literally.
Is it 'cause he
Yes.
stole?
That's fair enough. LJ was just saying that the government's corrupt anyway. So what is the point?
No.
But that's what I'm saying. No matter if he said something, it's
But
the same.
that's what I'm
thing's
saying. I
gonna
agree
happen.
with him because no, honestly, like there's only so many times you can speak on something that ain't changing. Before, wait, pause.
guys, we can't say that,
Pause.
guys.
No.
We can't say that.
No. We don't want to, but we have to, bro. Literally, like for me, okay, my 3 highlights. Okay, about Burna Boy. Okay, there's and then there was a show I finished doing recently, which is called Manifest. The whole play was about masculinity, and there was a point during the show when I paused. I was like, the show was sold out. First of all, the show sold out, which was dope. It was my first time acting in a show in theater. Amazing, which is why it's a high.
Wow.
But also I wanted to do a bit of acting to tie back to my spoken word performance. But I spent like the whole election weekend being stressed out about corrupt men, and I went back into play about masculinity with a mostly white audience.
Oh shit.
You get me? So it was a really weird,
Was
like,
that
it's a really, it wasn't a feeling I was trying to like, oh, this feels like this and yay. But there was just a moment when I was like, wait, we have a whole country of corrupt men running the country.
Yeah.
And again, like I've had different discussions with people around like black mental health, black masculinity. A lot of my artwork focuses on like diversity. I'm black
masculinity,
black mental health. My spoken word performances are mostly about black men's mental health and black trauma. But then it's like, okay, well, And it was a really weird tie-in. I was like, I just spent the whole weekend worried about corrupt men running a country. And then there's this show about masculinity, and there's no people of color in here, outside of a certain demographic. Thank you. God bless. Yes, demographic. I know there were one or two, but overall, you get me. And I know the conversations we're having on social media around the topic of black Kiniko and black whatever else, and labeling this thing black and that thing black, but it's like there's so many different conversations we haven't got to have yet, and then we're trying to take pride in a place that's run by people you can't take pride in, while also dealing with whatever that stops you from taking pride. It's a whole fuckery. Huh? Come on, say that here. I ain't saying that for you. Come.
So Bounce is letting his opinion known.
Bounce said
in silence, though.
Bounce said let it fly. Let it fly.
I even said that whole thing about burnouts because there's another rapper, Fal's the bad guy, who talks about like the government and all that kind of stuff, and he talks about it, and then when there's an election, he basically has an election and polling unit like basically beside his house, and he's like proper dives into it, and he's like proper in it. And his dad was a lawyer. He studied to be a lawyer, but decided to go into music, and he's proper popping. So he's a well-known artist.
Yeah, and he
talks about it and then does it. So that's what people. That's why people are like, if I was able to do this, but why can't Burna Boy do this?
But not everyone has the energy for that though.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? It's because like Burna Boy touches on stuff like that in his music
already. Yeah.
So people are like, okay, well, if you're going to voice that in your music, say something when the thing comes about. But unfortunately, it's not going to change anything, which is obviously why he didn't.
And at the same time,
say it's not going to change, though. We don't know.
But it's his fans still want him to be there.
If his fans are hearing his voice, cool. But at the same time, it's not every single person who can address everything at every level.
100%.
If you get me, so it's like not everyone. Like for me, there's certain things, like I always say, there's certain things I vent when I dance, certain things I vent when I sew, certain things I vent when I cook or whatever else. You get me? But not everyone is gonna have it in them to constantly like. Okay, Faz might have it in him to like be very vocal and very like, no, this is fucked and this is to change.
Family as well.
Yeah, so he might have that energy in him. Burna might not.
Yeah.
You get me? Not everyone's gonna have the energy to approach the same way. For me, it's still positive that they're all approaching it in their own way somewhere else.
Yeah.
But I think it's a lot for people to ask one person or someone in general to voice themselves in a way that they don't necessarily want to.
100%.
Or feel like they should. I think that's
projecting. That's probably me projecting onto him.
That's literally like, I want change. Why haven't you helped me with it yet?
Yeah.
But that's people thinking that they have access to celebrities.
People wanting access, yeah.
Constant access, thinking that they are spokespersons for everything.
Bruh, and I'll be honest, the videos I'm seeing of Nigeria during the elections, like, again, I'm a diasporan man, so I haven't been back in. You've been back more than me. I've been wanting to go back and just be like, oh, there's violence. Oh. No, literally, and like I always say this, we're both like, okay, that's actually what it is, and also like I'm disappointed a bit.
Sad, yeah.
I'm like, there's violence. Like I was gonna go back for Christmas. Wait till Easter. Oh. I'm like, Easter's up soon. Oh. There's. Did you say ATMs being torn out the wall? Oh. And that's coming from someone who really wants to see like I do a lot of work on black identity, but it's more to take the lid of blackness off of it and be like, no, we can actually get better as a whatever. Yeah. And then you got to watch the whole nation going through an election and be like, I don't know who to support or whether the people deserving support are gonna win. And that's every time. That's why I say, based on what El just said, I agree with Burna. Because not every single person is going to have the energy to do that every time. Hey, people, the elections are coming up. Oh, they can be fucked up again. Oh, I hope we get better. Oh, bro, by the fifth time, I'm tired. By the fifth time, I'm like, okay, cool.
And on that note, you answered two highlights. One more thing.
I was just about to say, can we end on a good note?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I feel like that was a bit heavy. Like,
yeah, sorry.
One more positive thing that you feel like has happened that you feel like that was lit. And you can't wait. And anything that you want us to look forward to.
The whole Irish scene, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, and like I'm not even saying this to like kiss ass or get gas, but I'm actually like.
They can ask, bro.
Like I moved back. They can ask, totally, bro. Totally, they can ask. No. Honestly, like. And I know it's in pockets, but I'm like, there's such a whoa, gotta come back to the mic because Naj will unproduce me. Unproduced. You ever seen somebody get unproduced? Me neither. I'm not trying to be the first, bro. I'm not trying to. You see my eyes? See the eyes? I'm not trying to be the first. Like I had to just unproduce him. Why? Because he didn't speak into the mic. But no, for real. Like I moved back from London, and there was a while when I was like, I really wanted to go back because it felt like obviously there's big opportunities or whatever. But the energy coming out of Dublin in general and Ireland, bro. Honestly,
Ireland is bubbling.
No, there's some energy here that I'm like has been long overdue, but also is just very motivating. Like hugely between you guys, Gliders, MJ, Abby, Jafaris. I could continue the list all day. I've met some dudes like the Kettle brothers, Thomas Kettle and stuff. Who I'm just like their work. Yeah, bro. I'm like
the work rate of creators.
I did not know you existed here before, but goddamn. And there's just a lot of different heads that I see kind of pushing the scene and doing bits. I can't. I'm bad on names. There's Thomas and then his brother, whose name I can't remember right now. Don't ask me.
The Kettle brothers.
The Kettle brothers, like a packet of crisps. The Kettle brother. Wow, don't put that in there. But no.
That in,
Overall. If you guys see this, I did not mean any of that. I apologize. Hello. No. Just overall, like the shit coming out of Ireland creatively, I think is giving London a run for its money, and I think there's a lot of potential. And I think, like, I feel like I still don't think it's seen as much as it should be, but I feel like it's being seen more now, which is really nice. No, she's not. I'm really looking forward to, like, say for me personally, I'm working on my next spoken word performance. So I'm looking forward to doing that as well. And then the brand should be a film coming out in April. There's a few like short films coming out that I've either directed or performed in.
Amazing.
Nice.
I'm performing on the 1st of April at an event called La Mansarda. That's gonna be like a mixture of dance and spoken word as well. Because I'm kind of moving now more to like
spoken word
and dance. But yeah, that's kind of it.
And I see you doing modeling, bro. I see.
Can be like you.
I see
I see management of lifestyles. You know, those are lifestyles. Living large. It's like my life is.
I'm outside, baby.
Behold, Robocop. We on Windows outside, live and direct. Yay. But yeah, no, there's a few bits coming up that I'm kind of hyped for. I'm hoping there'll be more music videos. I really want to see. Like for me, what was dope about Burna Boy was getting to say that it was recorded in Ireland. Because I feel like I've literally been in London dancing with dancers who know I'm Irish, and then after a while, people are like, "Y'all got niggas in Ireland?
Yeah.
There's black people in Dublin." I'm like,
yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of talented motherfuckers here.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's the year where people are finally getting seen for it, and I'm looking forward to more of that, but also being in the lineup.
You want to be there, part of the scene.
Nah, I kind of couldn't care, to be honest. I'ma just do whatever I want to do, regardless. Yeah. But I also like I'm also very like keen for myself to keep doing like fresher things, if that makes sense.
Leveling up.
So yeah, basically.
And on that note, people.
Of course. Well, look, we wish you
off the mic.
We wish you all the success, and of course, we know you're gonna.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. There you go.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. Don't. Yo.
Thank you to everyone who is tuned into the Pre-Drinks podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow on all platforms.
This is all the dance you're getting. Did I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The whole chapter of TikTok. Boy. Huh? Active in what? For SARS, yeah.